WrestleMania predictions, let's do it. Starting out with night one, Tiffany Stratton defending the WWE Women's Championship against Charlotte Flair. Now, this has been built around a kind of shoot environment. I'm not sure I fully buy it, if I'm honest. Maybe I'll dive into that deeper on the streams. But essentially, I think Tiffany Stratton has to win this match, and I think she actually will win this match. Now, if there's genuine bad blood behind the scenes and it is all legit, then maybe this is a fragile match. But I would say surely this has been booked to put Tiffany in this position to eventually have her go over. I hope.
Hey, it's Dan from the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel. I am here to give you my predictions for WrestleMania 41. Alright, so WrestleMania Saturday. One of the hottest built feuds currently on this WrestleMania card, that being Tiffany Stratton defending the WWE Women's Championship against Charlotte Flair. Now, we know this feud has got hella personal, and it's tricky to call this one, to be honest, but I do think we are still going to see Tiffany Stratton walk out of WrestleMania the Women's Champion.
The Battle of the Luchadors, the legendary El Grande Americano versus some guy called Rey. Now, this is an interesting one because I feel like Chad Gable, right? Come on, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. We all know what this is, right? Should be looking good at the end of WrestleMania, but I don't think he will. I think because he unmasked Dragon Lee, they're going to unmask him, and I think Rey Mysterio is actually going to pick up the victory here. I'm not opposed to it, but I am a big fan of Chad Gable's work, and I think what he's done as El Grande Americano has been quite fun as well. Or maybe it's all a ruse and it's not Chad Gable, who knows. But look, I reckon Rey Mysterio is winning this one.
In a singles match, we have Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. That sounds like an order from Starbucks. Anyway, El Grande Americano versus Rey Mysterio. I think Mysterio is going to win this one. I think it's going to be a good night for the Mysterio family. No spoilers.
LA Knight defends his US title against Jacob Fatu, and I think this is a crowning moment for the Bloodline member. Will it be a Bloodline member for much longer? I don't know. Maybe there'll be a Solo kind of interaction here. Maybe he won't win because of Solo, but I actually think it's about time that they give this man the Rocket if they haven't already, and I think therefore it means he's going to get the US title from LA Knight.
So next we have LA Knight, defending the United States Championship against Jacob Fatu. Well, I think this is in the bag. This is probably one of the ones I'm most certain of, and that will be that the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu, leaves Las Vegas, your new WWE United States Champion.
Tag titles up next. It's the New Day trying to get the titles off of the War Raiders, and this one's kind of hard to predict, if I'm honest, because I don't know if it matters because surely there is a reason behind this match being on WrestleMania over the other one, which I think has been a way better built story as far as all these kind of teams on SmackDown. On Raw, it's not really been the case. So I think this is all about getting a New Day on WrestleMania for a reason. Now, a lot of people will think it's because Big E might return and cost the New Day. I actually think if he's coming back, he might help the New Day. I think it might turn out to all be a kind of big old grand plan that they laid the seeds for a few months back when they, were mean to old Big E. And it's going to be a huge revelation, essentially, when it turns out he was in on it. Or he's been convinced since then and he kind of is just turned into a naughty man himself. I do wonder if that ruins the return pop of Big E doing something. Look, we don't even know if he's medically cleared or if that's ever going to be the case, and hopefully it is. But even if he's not going to get physical as far as having a match goes, I do think he'll come back into storyline at some point. So I think he might return and everybody gets really hyped. So you do get that babyface, oh my goodness, he's finally back. And then he turns out to be a naughty man. and he helps the New Day win the tag titles, and they are heels because of it.
Then we go on to the Tag Team Championships. Only the Raw Tag titles though on WrestleMania. Surprising really, considering the build for the SmackDown ones. But for the Raw Tag Team titles, the War Raiders take on the New Day. Now, I think the War Raiders are going to come out of this victorious. And I think we are going to see an appearance from one Big E. And I think Big E is going to help the War Raiders retain the championships at WrestleMania.
Gunther versus Jey Uso. Now, it might not actually be the main event, but I do think this is night 4 main event Jey Uso. I think he's winning the title. If he doesn't, then I don't know why they've gone with this feud. I don't know why they let him win the Royal Rumble, just to kind of throw it all away. Now, it happens, don't get me wrong. Rumble winners don't always win the title. It's frustrating when that happens sometimes. I think it'd be even more frustrating this time because there were other stories you could have told, especially as he had just faced Gunther. They'd already had that storyline. I do think that they've ramped this storyline up in a positive way. They've made it more personal. I think the presentation of Jey, of course, is tweaked to reflect that, and I've enjoyed it. So they've made the match mean something different to what it meant back at Saturday night's main event, but it could still all be for nothing if he doesn't win the title. And I think we are going to get him win the title. I think it's going to be a huge moment. It's going to be a feel-good moment that they're going to replay for years to come. So main event, Jey Uso, not in the main event, but should be.
Gunther versus Jey Uso for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Again, very, very good build this one. And I think, again, we are going to see a brand new champion crowned in the form of main event Jey Uso. Don't envision it being a long title reign, but I think for the feel-good moment, he is going to be the one coming out of this WrestleMania as World Heavyweight Champion.
Jade Cargill coming back to get revenge on Naomi, and I think she will. I think she'll get the victory here. I do still have a feeling that Bianca Belair will find their way into this storyline once again, but I don't think if it happens at WrestleMania, it will be here on night 1 because she's got a big match on night 2. So I think Jade Cargill is going to look good. She's going to go over. And yeah, a bit of a shame for Naomi because I think this reinvention of her has been really good. But I do think the whole point is to bring Jade back and make her look good on the grandest stage of them all, right? So, hey, I could be wrong, but at the moment, I feel like Jade Cargill's winning this one.
Then we have a big grudge feud now. Jade Cargill taking on Naomi. Now, it was revealed that Naomi was the one who attacked Jade Cargill. And while I still think this has got a little bit more legs in it with the whole Bianca Belair thing, I do think it's important that they make Jade go over in this one and have Jade Cargill as the victor in this match.
Now we get to what is the main event on night 1. It's a triple threat between the members of the Shield. Oh no, wait, Dean Ambrose isn't there, it's CM Punk. But, sort of, right? There's all these kind of interwoven feuds coming together here. Of course, CM Punk was part of that original Shield storyline, so they've even kind of managed to squeeze that out of it. But at the moment, it's all about Paul Heyman. Again, there are so many layers to this, but the Paul Heyman one is the one they're really pushing at the moment. He's officially in the corner of CM Punk. He's also the wise man and counsel for the OTC, Roman Reigns, but I think this is all pointing towards him turning on both of them to help Seth Rollins win. So therefore, my prediction is that Seth Rollins will win the triple threat and it will make him a super heel, and Paul Heyman's demeanor and everything about him is going to change very quickly when he becomes the bad, cocky Heyman once again.
Then we get onto the hotly anticipated main event of night 1, which features Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. At time of recording, Paul Heyman is meant to be in the corner of CM Punk, but it could all change come Saturday. Whose corner is Paul Heyman going to be in? What shenanigans is going to happen? Remember, a triple threat match, there are no disqualifications. So I reckon there's going to be a fair few people involved in this match somehow. But I think ultimately, when all is said and done, the man with his hand being raised at the end of the match will be none other than CM Punk.
So those are my predictions for WrestleMania Saturday. Make sure you come back for WrestleMania Sunday predictions, and of course all the content we're going to have on the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel around WrestleMania weekend.